Okay, pupils, we are on this Year 6 Academy Stars Workbook on page 11. So we are on this lesson 4, language in use. So activity 1, match to make sentences. So as you can see here, I already write the answer on the left of this number here. So in order to make it clear, so number 1 is D. There was a fire drill while we were rehearsing for a concert. So you may refer to page 118 for this grammar reference or grammar guide at the back of this workbook. So number 1 is D. So as you can see here, while will be followed by past continuous tense. So when will be followed by simple past tense. So number 2, we were singing when we heard the alarm. So number 2 is F. Number 3, we were walking outside when we, so you can find past tense, simple past tense. So we were walking outside when we realized it was an emergency. So number 3 is A. Number 4, I saw smoke outside. So this one, while I was doing a science experiment. So number 4 is E. Number 5, I was measuring liquids when the fire started. So number 5 is B. And number 6, the fire engine arrived while, so the last one is C, while we were waiting in the playground. So number 6 is C. So move on to activity 2 here. Complete the sentences with the correct form of the verbs. So number 1, so just remember when will be followed by past tense, simple past tense. So you can see this keyword here. So when, usually we will put simple past tense. So when, past tense, and then while will be past continuous tense. So we move on to this when happen. This one when. So the goal is irregular verbs, and you may refer to the back of this workbook also. So this is when. And then others are while. So while, so this one, my friend, you can put was listening. While, so this one, we were leaving. And then we have this one, while, so we were waiting. While we were watching. And then others are just the opposite. So this is simple past tense. So bring, simple past tense is brought. And this one, arrived. And then this one is we were not. So this is a negative form of the past continuous tense. So remember, you also need to write this auxiliary verb here. So were not wearing, so put an ing. And this one opposite, hurt, so simple past tense. And then we have this one, rang. So we already finished activity 2. So number 3, activity 3, complete the questions, then write answers for you. So first off, we will complete all these blanks here. So before we answering the questions. So number 1, what were you doing when the fire alarm rang? So after when will be followed by simple past tense. So this is past continuous. So when, so if you notice carefully, all these when here, so we will write all these past tense. So arrive, when your mom came home, when you phone, so just add a D, when the computer stopped, so double P, and then others are just past continuous tense. So what, because it's plural here, so we'll put the auxiliary verb were. So what were your friends playing? What music? So you were you listening to? Okay, and others. And then this one, number 4. So what, this is singular, so the auxiliary verb should be was. What was your friend doing? And the last one, what were you? What were you writing? So the E will be substituted by ing, writing. So now we answering the questions. What were you doing when the fire alarm rang? So you can actually refer to page 118. So just follow. I was painting. So you need to change these pronouns here. And so were the auxiliary verb. So I was painting. So just for an example, I was painting when it rang. So when it rang. So this whole noun here will be substituted by it. So when it rang. So full stop. because this is interrogative forms of a sentence. So number 2, what were your friends playing when you arrived at the park? So your will be changed to my. So my friends were playing. So will be a sport, just tennis. When I arrived. Arrive at the park. And number 3, what music were you listening to when your mom came home? So you should change you to I. So auxiliary verb was listening to, so maybe pop music or R&B if you want. So pop music, just an example. So to pop music when, so your will be changed to my mom came home. And then number 4, what was your friend doing when you phoned? So your change to my. My friend was doing homework. When I phone. And the last one. So what were you writing when the computer stopped working? So so auxiliary verb for I is was. I was writing. So maybe Hanzi, or in English called Chinese characters. So C is capital letter. So in Chinese it's called Hanzi, Chinese characters. I was writing Chinese character when the computer or you can write it as it when the computer stopped working. So double P for stop, working. So that's it for today. So we are on this Year 6 Academy Stars Workbook on page 11. So if you're okay, you can subscribe here. You can also watch the related videos here. And right below this video, there is a link you can click and join my Telegram robot.